is Taylor, or also known as the Happy Little Yogi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This tutorial today is going to be a little bit different than the ones that I've been doing. I'm going to start breaking the poses down, explaining how they should feel in the body, what they benefit, any modifications that you can use during your practice. The first series that we're going to get into today is the integration series, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in child's pose today, bringing the feet together to touch, big toes touching at the back, spreading your knees to the width of your mat, and then sinking your seat down onto your heels. You want to extend your arms out long in front of you, bringing the chest and the forehead to the mat if that's available. You'll ground down through your hands, pressing down, feeling the palms on the earth. You can gently sway the body side to side, rocking the forehead back and forth, finding a bit of a shimmy in the hips. If you were looking to modify your child's pose, you can grab some blocks if you have them available. We'll use one today underneath of the seat, just allowing it a little bit more accessibility. And then we'll also place one down underneath of the forehead. This allows you to get into child's pose a little bit better without having to sink the body closer to the earth. The next pose that we are going to go into today is our downward facing dog. So you want to have your palms down on the mat, fingers pointed up towards the top. We'll go ahead and tuck our back toes, lifting our hips up towards the sky, making a V shape with our body. You should have a straight spine here, pressing down through the hands on the mat, and bringing the chest a little bit closer to the thighs. Some modifications that you can use here in your downward facing dog would be to bring your feet about the width of your mat and find a generous bend in the knees. Again, pulling the chest closer towards the thighs. Another modification that we can use here is placing blocks underneath of the palms. Just giving yourself a little bit more of a lift through the arms, allowing you to lift the hips a little bit higher towards the sky, working on pressing the heels down into the earth and grounding out through the feet. The next pose that we're going to go into today is our one-legged downward dog. So you'll want to start in your down dog position, and then we'll bring the feet together to touch at the back of your mat. We'll take a deep breath in and lift the right foot, pressing the left heel firmly down into the earth. Once the right leg is extended, you can bend and stack at the hips, bringing the right heel closer towards the glute. A modification that you can do here is, again, blocks underneath of the hands. We've already gone through the right side, so we'll go ahead and press the right foot into the earth and extend the left foot up. You'll point the toe, stack the hips, find a bend at the knee. Again, bringing the heel closer towards the glute. The next pose that we are going to go into today is our Ragdoll position. So we'll start in a downward facing dog. We'll take a deep breath in together, and then on our exhale, we'll tiptoe our way to the top of our mats. Feet can be side by side or about hip width distance apart. With a generous bend in the knees, you'll bring the chest over the thighs, grabbing onto opposite elbows. You can gently sway the body side to side if that feels okay. Finding a moment of stillness in the lower back, shaking out the head, yes, and then no, and then yes again. The next pose that we'll go into today will be our mountain pose. Again, the toes can be together to touch, or you can find about a hip width distance apart spread in the feet. You'll root down in the feet, finding all four corners, and then lifting up the toes, finding some integrity in the legs, pressing the toes back down. You'll bring your palms out by your side, fingers spread apart. We'll lift the pelvic bone, pulling the chest up, bringing the gaze slightly up with it. Remembering your breath as we move, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and remembering that the breath is just as important as any pose in a yoga practice. Now that we've gotten the integration series down, we'll go ahead and flow through it together. So we'll start in our child's pose, bringing the toes together to touch, spreading the knees, bringing the arms out long, sending the chest and the forehead to the mat. We'll take a deep breath in together, and then on our exhale, we'll rock up to our tabletop. Taking one more deep breath in, tucking the toes, sending the hips high for our downward facing dog. Bring the feet together to touch at the back of the mat. Taking a deep breath in and lifting our right foot up towards the ceiling. We'll point the toe at first and then flex the foot, stacking the hips, bending the knee, and beginning to open up the leg. We'll take a deep breath in, and then on our exhale, straightening the leg back out, stepping it down. We'll switch it out for the right or the left foot, pointing it up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot. We'll stack the hips, find a bend at the knee, bringing the heel closer towards the glute. On an inhale, we'll extend the foot back up, stepping it back down. We'll take a deep breath in our neutral down dog. Exhale, making our way up, tiptoeing to the top of the mat. Spreading the feet about hip-width distance apart. Finding a generous bend in the knees, folding the chest over, and grabbing onto opposite elbows for our ragdoll. Again, gently swaying side to side if that feels okay. Finding our moment of stillness to shake the head out, yes, and no, and then yes again. We'll take a deep breath in together, and then on our exhale, we'll bring the palms to the mat, folding down for a forward fold. On an inhale, coming all the way up, bringing the arms down, finding a hip-width distance stance in the feet, palms out, fingers spread, pulling the pelvic bone up, the chest up as well, and the gaze slightly up with it for our mountain pose. Alright guys, that's all for today. That was our integration series, our 5 poses within them. I'll also be posting still pictures of each pose, explaining how the body should be, the benefits, what it's stretching, so on and so forth. As always, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, comments, feedback. Please share this with your friends. Let me know if you have any other questions or need anything else. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Namaste.